Hey Leo, welcome to Leolovereadings Temperance. Today we're doing your love read. This is for anyone, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Leo. Also known as a general read, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Excuse me. My Leos, thank you so much for your messages and comments the last time, and also the likes. You guys definitely are one of my biggest viewers. Although my channel has decreased, but that's just the way the algorithm works. So keep on with the likes. It truly helps. And I do want to point out, I think I had a comment in reference to karmics and, you know, how we choose to move on from them. The only reason I ever mentioned what I mentioned in the last video is that karmics, exes appear in our energy, and they will always, as long as they're thinking about us or we're thinking about them. Now, the thing is to never be upset. You know, sometimes I only mention certain things, like, you know, the choice would be never to listen to a reading that triggers an emotion of that ex, and that has a lot to do with yourself. So, you know, if an ex bothers you, then just take it. There's usually, I always feel in the readings, there's always emotional messages that help us process through what we experience with a past energy. And that's what tarot does. Tarot is about past, present, and potential future, but really mainly past, present, and how we can cope with the energies at play, which then you need astrology for that, in terms of understanding the energies at play to know how to transmute. So let's just get into the read. A little dabble there just so I could explain what I meant the last time. But you know, life is about choices, and this is about exactly why I always end my video saying this is your soul's evolution. You know, it's yours. It's no one else. It's not Tom or Jerry or Lisa or Sarah. It's only yours. So the energy I'm getting here, one is you taking, no, okay. It feels like a trigger. So it feels like something was emotionally triggered. Now, Leo, this feels like information. Whenever I hear triggers, you know, as a sister soul, I'm going to tell you it's how we receive emotional information about things we may have attachments to, pain, and this is a time to release ourselves. I feel like there's a decent connection that you guys are in, and maybe there are experiences that you have that may come up from past energy, or emotions that come up from the past that may trigger a small little fight with your person. So let's just get into this energy and see why I'm getting this. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stop right here. I want one more card, but this is what I'm saying. Healing family issues, you deserve love. Usually when we're triggered, there's something triggered from the past. And this is where our self-worth is tested, or our need for validation, or something that makes us feel, and it's not like, you know, when people talk so much about self-worth, I mean, people think that we have to dive into like, I feel terrible. No, sometimes we just like go into our spaces of moments and memories that did not make us feel good, as much as maybe some healing we've done. And that's just kind of what it feels like, you know, anything. That's the whole point of relationships. They teach us, especially new ones, you know, they teach us new things and new information on how to process our emotions. So let's see what else. Let me get one more spirit for our Leos. All right. So I feel reconciliation, romantic feelings. To me, this is the forgiving. You guys are going to talk it out. I feel this is an energy with a person. And you guys are going to talk it out. It was just a little tiff. It may have triggered. You guys still care about each other. You're going to reconnect, talk. Here we do have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And I think this is about the emotional trigger. So this is what it teaches you in the retreat time, right? When you guys kind of like, you know, your 2 hours for some of you, or you didn't speak to your person, or your day or two, or your week, whatever it may be. It was a time to process emotions, but it doesn't take away that you care about your person, and this could be something from the past. Yeah. And as we speak about transmuting, that's everything this magician is, awareness. And so awareness comes from our base chakra. Our base chakra has to do with our root, obviously family issues, a lot of the times childhood. Let's see. And it could just be also just where things stem from. It could be from prior relationships. There is a root to everything, right? There is a root for all of it. So yeah, heartache and loss. And there goes the Hanged Man, sacrifice, the new perspective of the triggering of the emotion. So I love this energy because to me, this represents the transition of how we need to process what that trigger was and how we feel. So Spirit, give me more on this magician. Yeah, I mean, are you going to get into this 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords energy? I felt that in the meditation, you guys. And, you know, you're Leo, so you're going to feel a certain type of way. But you know better because this is about dropping the past. This is the past. 10 of Wands is, you know, releasing those burdens and those memories that are triggered, right? And looking, there you go. Sun, looking things in a letting it illuminate what you feel, and knowing that you can embody your element, the sun, and heal the inner child, be happy, you know, even laugh about it. I said this in the last reading, you guys, for you. Laugh about the past, you know. 5 of Cups, even when it comes up, know how to transmute that into a positive light somehow, because there were lessons behind it. So let's go into this base chakra. 3 of Wands. This takes time. 3 of Wands, justice. And it will align based off of how we fairly judge ourselves as well. Let me get more on this base chakra. The Sun again. Yep. 9 of Wands, depending on the actions we take. And then also, like, I'm going to get a clarifier for this Knight of Wands, but it feels to me, again, it is fire sign. So you knowing how to embody this change, fire knows how to just get up and go. And it feels like a, you know, fairly judge the situation or the emotion or whatever you're experiencing, and try to transmute that into a positive light with the Sun. But the actions really depend on, you know, how you embody, beautiful, how you embody your element of fire. Knight of Wands, right? As a knight, as in taking your actions, you know. But here we have the Knight of Cups. And I love that it's 2 knights because we're talking about our emotions. So it's also how we fill our own cup up. It's a proposal. But how do we propose to our life? How do we propose to this positive outcome emotionally as well? Not just fiery, right? Because we can, you know, we can get stuck on the fiery, but then things can easily flame. But how is it long lasting to create long lasting happiness? We have another knight in the bottom, which is Knight of Swords, and the Empress. You want to make things up with your person. You know, you got to recognize that this is a connection of someone you care about, you respect. So give me more on this heartache and loss. And I think it feels mutual. Also, maybe both of you are in this energy. One's in the fire, which I guess is you. And then you guys can be dealing with a water sign. Pisces, you know, Scorpio, Cancer. But someone who's probably a little more in their emotions as well. So it's almost like a finding a fair, the justice between the communication, the different levels of communication, and how you process emotions is also something that needs to be worked out. So give me more on this heartache and loss. Especially when these triggers happen. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. Holding on. This is like a clinging on. That could be very codependent as well. Give me more on this 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Swords. By the heartache and loss. 3 of Swords, Spirit. But this puts us in a very, a closed heart. So when we get triggered, we close ourselves. And I feel, you know, another 4. We close ourselves. So it's almost like a way to protect our heart, the stability of who we are and in our outside world. 4 of Wands. So I feel this doesn't dismiss the connection. It just means that someone closes in. you know, through the communication. Page of Wands. It could be out of commitment. Again, differences in beliefs, or also just an attachment to a way of operating. That still needs to be kind of processed, I feel. Give me more on this Four of Wands. Yeah, Six of Cups, which is reconciling, and we've got, yep, Two of Cups and Seven of Cups. It allows for some emotional confusion, and I feel with the two, you genuinely do care. Obviously, there's this soulmate connection, but then when it comes to your connections, sometimes Seven of Cups, you could fall into different, the cycles of Seven of Cups, all the different emotions that we can experience. And again, that comes from the triggering. So I think it's a matter of looking at it from a new perspective here with the Hanged Man that we have here. And again, it's giving you more information about how to manage these triggers, or, you know, that doesn't cause you to go into this Queen of Swords and maybe close off, but transmute it with the Magician to be able to communicate it better with your partner. Okay, give me more on this Hanged Man. More on this Hanged Man. More, see, Page of Wands again is back. So again, a lot about communication. So we have Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Lovers. You know, this allows you some time, one, to see your worth, right? Because we're talking about your worth and knowing what you deserve, and also patting yourself on the back, Leo. Nine of Pentacles, that you've come far. Sometimes these triggers happen, and you know, we recognize that sometimes, you know, we've come a long way. Now, again, guys, I could be speaking about your person, and they could be, this is a person, but I feel like this is a share, because it just feels like a fight, like something, both of you are not in an understanding. If there's a trigger, one person's trigger, then the other person's mirroring. It's a mirror. They're going to experience something too. So this is about harmonizing this energy, Six of Swords, and just finding a more mental, peaceful resolution through this Hanged Man, this new understanding perspective, because you both are the, you know, the lovers. You both care, and you're coming back to each other. And that's that. This reconciliation is happening because Six of Cups is here, and the Sun, look at that. You guys are getting back together. Look at that, the Nine of Pentacles. Like there is a mutual, to me, Nine of Pentacles showing twice is a mutual, there is a respect despite of whatever came up, right? Despite, like, you know where your happiness lies. When we get some space to think about things, we know how our person makes us feel. This is about looking at it from a fair perspective, you know, judging the situation in a more balanced emotional way as well, and then seeing also how we participate, and like correcting that for ourselves, because whether, again, it's Tom, Jerry, Sarah, Lisa, we're going to operate that way no matter what, right? It doesn't matter who that person we love is. If it makes us trigger, it's not that person. A lot of times we want to point, no, we have to come back to ourselves and say, okay, well, what do I need to do? And how to communicate it better to my person so they can understand where I'm coming from. Now, if you're dealing with a person who doesn't understand, which it doesn't feel this way. It doesn't. It doesn't feel this way. There's a deep connection here for sure. I mean, there's a lot of feelings here, romantic feelings, right? You guys have to explore both, how you both operate. And so that's really what I'm feeling here. So let's see what the blockages are here, Spirit, for... What are the blockages? Yeah, create the reality of your dreams. And this is, again, the creation Magician. And then joy. Joy comes from within. Stop seeking outside of yourself. Yep. We're learning to love ourselves, right? That's the whole point. Healing family issues. You deserve love. What are those triggers? Either you or your person. But it's not about the outside, right? Stop seeking outside of yourself. The joy comes from how we feel. And so the triggers are internal. So obviously we need to figure out that person, so like that we can express to our person how to better, you know, communicate with us and understand us in moments like these. So let's see, what is the untold message of the heart of this person? I'm not taking on these, Spirit. So I want us to build our lives up even in separation. So some of you, if the separation is going a little longer, but this is how you build each other up, because I think there's 9 of Pentacles is building up. That's why I feel it's mutual. It's like both of you know what to do. And so I've tried to distract myself, but I just can't seem to get over you. That is how I know that this connection is something special. And yeah, it is. And I found myself when I found you. And I think it's mutual, right? So when we trigger, it's like we dive deeper with ourselves. And there's a lot of finding ourselves. And again, finding ourselves is always landing into, I respect the 9 of Pentacles, because it's when we feel good. It's when we're our best version. We arrived to our best version. Obviously, best version isn't always a work in progress, but, you know, we arrive. All right, so guidance for you. Illusions. Yes, you might be fooling yourself or others are fooling you. Don't let your mind or someone else put lies into your head. You know your own truth. Be careful of people who don't have any integrity. Take off the blindfold and see what is real. I feel, again, it's that trigger, right? Don't let the illusions of the trigger affect something that's really great. So if it has to do with healing this past, then we need to understand it. And of course, that comes through self-care, right? You can only take care of others if you first take care of yourself. Revitalize yourself and bring you back to your power. And let others be inspired to do the same. Lead by example. So always do self-care. That comes in where we take a step back and also see ourselves, right? Like I said, illusions. You might be fooling yourself, or others are fooling you. So, you know, we've got to be honest. Moonlight. I bathe in moonlight and she whispers that everything will be okay. At this very moment, I'm right where I need to be. So everything's going to be okay, Leo. I mean, the sun is here twice. That screams it's okay. This is just something that is illuminating something for you. And so you just got to trust and definitely take this hangman position seriously in terms of finding new ways for yourself, and this magician position as in dropping those burdens and cutting away anything you don't need, or, you know, a truth, because Queen of Swords is honest. Queen of Swords has been through a lot. So there's an honesty that needs to be spoken here as well. So my Leos, I love you. Please like, share, subscribe. Click that bell button if you enjoyed my frequency. But remember to live always relentlessly in striving inspiration. This is the evolution of your soul. And I'm here to nurture you. To next message. Bye.